this review is a little bit overdue, but might as well get it done, especially as it's a movie I've been obsessing over, so let's get her did!
Hey, so quick thing, as I forgot to mention it in this video anyway, spoiler stamp this bitch. If you have not seen Renfield, then please go see it and then come back to this video. And then once you've watched this video, see it again, just cause why the fuck not? Anyway, let's go to the video.
Hello, and welcome to another Blue Minds review, another overdue one to be honest, since I have not been ahead of stuff or keeping a good count of what I've been doing, and plus my hair is slightly pink in the back and mostly platinum blonde. So a lot has changed since the last time we recorded a video, or actually did a video back in April. So it's time for me to get into one of my current favourite films of the year, Renfield. So I have had a healthy obsession with this movie, more or less. I've seen it 3 times. It's the most I've gone to the cinema for one movie this year, and it's one of my favourite movies so far. So I've just got to show you because obviously I showed this at the D&D review. It is my unlimited book, and basically I have an extra page for Renfield because of how many times I've seen it. So yeah, and there's 3 tickets. I've still got to finish writing in it. I have to talk about Renfield because it is one of my favourite movies this year, and I have really a good amount of respect for it. Because at the moment in the press, when you have a look at all the reviews, and you have a look at kind of the Rotten Tomatoes, I don't like Rotten Tomatoes for a certain reason. It's just it basically bases it off of critic reviews more than audience. The audience score is next to it, but it always appears that when the critics watch it, they don't like it as much as the audience does. Because at the end of the day, we just want something fun to watch and more original content, not always sequels and something new. Renfield was that something new, and I think it's worth giving it a watch, even if it's once or twice. Or in my case, 3 times. Nicolas Cage is so much fun in the movie. I do wish he had a bit more screen time. I think everyone has said that. He should have had more screen time, and I fully agree. But honestly, he is so much fun. He makes the character his own, especially taking influence from the Draculas, especially when you look into history in the previous Dracula films. There's a lot of depictions of Dracula over the years, and Nicolas Cage just makes it his own. But I absolutely fell in love with Nicolas Holt in this movie. I can't not just... with Renfield, I just wanted to... Every time he was upset, I just wanted to run up to him and give him a hug. Even though he Renfield committed a bunch of murders and just said, yeah, boss, I'll get you some food. I loved him standing up for himself. I loved all the lessons he learned and just went, yeah, I can have my own life. And it's just amazing. Honestly, Nicolas Holt did a really good job with Renfield in this movie, and the chemistry between Cage and Holt are just brilliant. The Nick and Nick kind of bond that they have, and it was really good, and you can tell that the chemistry was really there, especially for a Renfield Dracula kind of bond, in a way. Also, loved Awkwafina in this movie. She is amazing. She is funny as always, because Awkwafina is amazing. I haven't really said that on the channel, because I was going to do a Shang-Chi review, and then I forgot to do it. And then I was too late, so I was just okay, we're always late to the party, fuck it, I'm going to say it now. Awkwafina is amazing in this movie. Oh my god. All the above, yes. And then, of course, you've got Ben Schwartz, who's known for playing Sonic, and he's also known for DuckTales that I know of. But he took a complete turn in this movie. Playing a criminal from a criminal organised family. Oh my god, he took that turn very well, and it's so good to see. He's very funny, and he's kind of the threatening, kind of oh yeah, Mom, I can be threatening. Can you though, Teddy? Can you? You always want to ask him, can you really do the things that your mother asks you? Can you really kill this person? Can you really do that? Or are you going to get your boys to do it for you? It's an important question, especially if you're going to take over a family like that. All in all, Renfield is a fantastic movie. I loved it just in general. I'm sad because Nicolas Holt, the day of the release of the movie, posted an Instagram post which was a deleted scene from the movie, and it was a dance sequence. And I'm like, God damn it! Especially for a movie like that. Personally, I'm not a horror fan. I'm not always a horror fan when it comes to jump scares and just like anything to do with generally like gore, like huge amounts of gore. I can take the like comical gore, but not the huge amounts of ugh, there is a lot of blood in this scene, that is gonna hurt, blah 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 kind of thing. Whereas Renfield is more my route because I can see horror comedy. I noticed this when I basically watched Happy Death Day, and I think there was one more, I can't remember the name of it. There was another horror comedy that I was able to watch that wasn't that gory, but had the horror elements, and it was very comedic. But Happy Death Day is a prime example for me just because I was able to watch that and I really enjoyed it as well. And Happy Death Day 2, of course, kind of like similar to Groundhog Day, as well as having horror elements of, oh god, this person is trying to kill me kind of vibe. But all in all, just amazing movie in general, and I think they really nailed the horror comedy combination. And this is just for me, obviously, because I'm more of a horror comedy person and I like a good comedy when I get to sit down. Renfield puts that mix together perfectly, especially with all the action sequences and all the amounts of blood and gore that they use. You can tell that it's meant to be fake and it's meant to be kind of like a comedic kind of action-y horror film, essentially. And it's worth watching, I think, especially if you've got one of those days where you're just at home and just want a movie just to pop on and just like relax. I think Renfield would be one of them, especially as it is quite a good movie for shining a light on something such as toxic relationships, because as I said before with Nick Cage and Nicolas Holt, the chemistry for their relationship, as it's mostly a toxic relationship of Dracula telling Renfield, this is how it's gonna be, this is what your rest of your life is, you will make a very good assistant to me. And Renfield is kind of in that box of, I'm here and I'm miserable, especially when he has the fight in the bar and meets Rebecca for the first time and just goes, I should really stand up for myself, and goes to the group where they're all just saying, I am enough, talking about all their toxic relationships, like just going on just like, I felt like this, this was the toxic person in my life, and being able to openly talk about their problems, and Renfield realizing, oh shit, I should really do that. And he does, and he ends up in a happier place, and that's thanks to Rebecca Quincy. Honestly, this movie does such a good job, and also with Dracula getting involved in a crime family is amazing as well. It's a little bit of a short movie, and I do understand the story to it. I want more story in it, as in like, I feel like there's a lot that they've got. I just would want a sequel to tell more, because I feel like unearthing a bit more about Renfield, other than, because the knowledge you have about Renfield is that he's been with Dracula for over 80-90 years, almost 100 years, and then he is just getting to know his personality. And he had a wife and child, and he was originally a lawyer who wanted to make a big deal in real estate, and that's how he met Dracula and became his familiar. Now, I think they explain the story very well of how he became a familiar, especially in the beginning, like a little intro, especially as it's mostly a movie depicted on Renfield's perspective, because at the end of the day, this is a Renfield movie. This is Renfield's story. This is what Renfield wants to say about Dracula. And how he came to be his assistant is always important, and they've kind of mirrored the original Dracula movie from, I think it was either the 1980s or something, or the 1960s. I'm gonna quickly look that up now. Wow, there have been a lot of Dracula movies, holy shit. So the ones it comes up with is 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula. There's 1931, 1958, Jesus Christ. I think 1931 is, yeah, because the titles are similar. So it'd be 1931, they kind of mirrored it a little bit and like paid tribute to the original Dracula movie to tell Renfield's story of like, hi, you're in the present, you're in New Orleans in 2023. What are you gonna do with your life? And he's still with Dracula, and he's just like, I've been in the same place in my life for over 90 to 100 years. What about me? Am I being considered? I shouldn't tolerate this. It's kind of making those decisions, and a lot of the blame he kind of puts on himself, which is another reason why I just want to run and hug him. I think it's got a lot to it. I just would love to see more. Like, if there was a chance at a second movie, I would definitely want to see it. I would want to explore how he, like, what he loved about his family and kids, like his family and his daughter, like how much he misses them, and like he regrets he has, because he talks about a lot of things he's regretted, and that was killing a bunch of people just to basically feed Dracula, and he was basically a secret serial killer. And all in all, just generally like how he's developing his life to what he wants, especially as Dracula's obviously got to come back somehow and just like haunt him, just like, really, Renfield, you did this to me and you think you're gonna get away with it. Nah. So I want Renfield to be happy, and I want to see him kind of happy in his life, like with Rebecca, because obviously like he's making gooey eyes at Rebecca, so get with her for God's sake, and do it respectfully, because I feel like you would. And obviously the Lobos, we know the mother got arrested at the end. Most importantly, Teddy, I don't know if he's alive or dead, but I know that he got kicked so hard in the guts that he was bleeding. I don't know if he bled to death or anything, but all Renfield wants to do, and I could tell when the fights were happening in the movie, all he wanted to do was protect Rebecca at all costs, because Dracula is easily manipulating people to do what he wants, and he tries to do the same with Rebecca, but Rebecca can see through bullshit. Just like Rebecca can just go, I can do, like, you can do all this for me. Yeah, right, you're just trying to get me under your wings and get me under your shoulders. I'm not you. No. Especially as Renfield's heart, I could tell, was breaking when he was hearing what Dracula was saying to her. And he was just like, no, she is not going through what I went through. She is not having this similar experience. We are not having a story happen twice, especially when she's been through so much, especially in the cop system, especially as big important thing, she is a cop. And she's not, most of them were under the pay grade of the Lobos. So she was kind of like the only one that was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I am loyal to my job. I am loyal to New Orleans. Don't fuck with me. So yeah, I think there was a great connection between Renfield and Rebecca that I would love to explore further. And just a bit more history on Renfield, because like that would be great for a movie sequel, just in general, maybe like seeing what he was like with his kid and his wife, just like what life was like before Dracula, just like a little bit of context. Like, it wouldn't be much, but it would just be a little bit of context that he would love to like tell and remember. So yeah, that's what I would want for another movie. Honestly, I do love this movie. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's worth people watching it, because if you want something if you're not a big horror fan, it's perfect for that kind of horror comedy combination, like I said. And it's fun. It's a really fun movie, and it doesn't like entirely count on CGI. You see a lot of the story within about toxic relationships and shining a light on that kind of thing, like I said. And it's brilliantly done in my eyes, and I think a sequel would carry on kind of that legacy with a bit more history and a bit more retelling for Renfield, especially like he was originally like a bad assistant to a bad guy who then turned into his own person, and I think that's definitely something worth watching and evolving with, especially the original stories of just like, I want to be my own person. And I don't know how many of those are actually out there in the movieverse, so please tell me. But yeah, it's a very interesting story, and it's honestly one of my favourite movies of the year so far. Guardians of the Galaxy is now also up there, but honestly, I love this movie so much, and I think the hype with the trailers, like, not everyone was into the trailers. I just watched the trailers for what they are, and I think it was totally worth it. And it was totally worth the 3 times I went to see it. I wanted to see it a 4th, but they've not got a showing near me or with my unlimited card. But also, I just want to say I am grateful for my unlimited card because I've only had it a month. Like, this is no sponsorship from Cineworld at all here, but I have to talk about the unlimited card. I paid $10.99 a month and literally can see as many movies within a month as I want. I saw Renfield 3 times. And always bought ice cream, and like the tradition was get the movie ticket, buy some ice cream, sit down and have a nice time, because I hadn't been to the cinema since Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, so it had been a long time since I'd been to the cinema, and I hadn't really thought of anything to do with seeing movies, or like, do I really want to see this or do I really want to see that? So a lot of it was just like, do I have time to see it or anything like that? So I'm grateful for the unlimited card because I can see everything on my day off, and like, because I can see as many standard movie screenings as I want, and if I wanted to go to the other screens like IMAX or ScreenX or a VIP experience, it'd just be a little bit of an upcharge for me, and I feel like it'd be so worth it. Like I said, with Dungeons & Dragons and now Renfield, I just feel so happy that I get to see these different movies. I even went to see the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which I did enjoy, but it's a great experience every time, and I'd recommend anybody get a Cineworld card if they're able to, just because of the price and also being able to see some movies and get 10% off of your snacks as well. That's a very important one. That was great for my Baskin Robbins ice cream every time. I was addicted. I'm still addicted to, currently, there was the like American birthday cake, always going to be an addiction for me. There was also cookie dough. They have the rainbow sherbet now, which is amazing. And then there was another one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was kind of like a raspberry kind of one. But yeah, absolutely worth it, and I loved every single minute of using that card, and it's gotten me into scrapbooking again, to writing my movie reviews and just showing the movies I've seen, because I used to do this quite a lot and just write it down and just remember the memories, and I've still got to do it with, I've got the Guardians ticket here just to just to do that. So I have to say that about Cineworld, just because like it's an amazing offer, and it's not far from my workplace either, so if I wanted to do a sneaky after works screening of something and then get a taxi home, I really could. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it gets you to go out and see Renfield at least once or twice, or in my case 3 times, maybe 4. But I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. If you want to see more content such as episodes, I forget what content we've done. If you want to see more things such as Blue Minds or podcast episodes, more Blue Mind reviews, me playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, Lou playing Uncharted, Wade playing whatever the hell he's gonna play, any of our group gaming or any other content on this channel, which more is coming soon, we promise. We're just gotta get there, because I've only just finished working on my editing system, because I don't know, it wouldn't render for so many weeks. But it does now, so thank God. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to us if you want to see all that content that I just listed, and hopefully we'll see you again soon for another Blue Mind review or any other content. Thank you. Bye.